Hey guys, welcome back. This week for the wrap up, we got 5 games for you to check out. But before we get into that, remember, if you're new here or if you're old here and just haven't checked it out yet, I encourage you to check out the Discord, hang out with our developers, maybe come and talk to some people about the game you're developing or games you'd even like to see developed, and somebody might be able to do it. Or subscribe and maybe like this video if you like the concept. But moving on. The first game we're going to be looking at today is Willy Platt? I don't know. But this is just a really simple platform. It's almost just like a demo at this point. The animations are adorable. I really like the idea behind the game. It looks like a basic platformer right now, but really it's just a blank canvas and could be whatever you want it to be. It's going so many different places, or it could. And I'd like to encourage you to look at what can make this game unique. What can make this yours versus just a copy of somebody else's platformer? Because there's so many platformers out there, right? So many different ways and so many unique ways people have already implemented things. So what else can you do? And for this, I'd encourage you to go and play a bunch of platformers, both on Game Jolt and some, maybe even AAA ones if there are any. I'm not entirely sure if there are a lot of AAA platformers. At least on latest gen. I understand there's like the Mega Mans and the Marios, but I don't know if I'd encourage you to look at those as like fantastic examples of unique things. The next game we're going to be looking at today is called 8-Bit Horror. This is a something. I'm not entirely sure where it's trying to go. Obviously, you need some kind of story in here, right? It's a horror game. There should be some kind of narrative. Like, even Five Nights at Freddy's has a super simple narrative for the first game, but manages to tie it into a bunch of games, and maybe that's something you want to do here. I know LA Carno in my Discord community, and the maker of a few games that I've played on here, does that with several of his games, makes a 1, 2, and tries to wrap them all into one universe. At least I think that's how I'm understanding it. Let me know if I'm understanding it wrong. But anyways, this is just a one-page thing. I thought it was going to be a little bit further along than it actually was, but you get the idea of what it's kind of going for. I like the screen filter. I like the low poly stuff. It just needs more. I think you already know that, and I look forward to seeing what it turns into in a couple weeks. The next game we're going to be looking at is Z Nation. Now, I don't know what has been going on in the past week. Maybe there's a game jam going on that I'm not aware of, but I have come across more foreign language games today and yesterday than I have come across in my entire time on Game Jolt. I don't know what's going on. All of them are Russian, Spanish, Hispanic, or what have you as far as language goes. But anyways, this is a game that looks like it's trying to be kind of like The Forest, or a little bit of the crafting setup like Ark was going for. But either way, it's a good start. It could use some smoothing with the controls. It seems a little clunky. If it's supposed to be an open world survival, that's fine. Don't add any direction whatsoever, but it kind of feels like it's supposed to be kind of an RPG, with the house being where it is. Or maybe have a bit more direction as to adding like a goal. It doesn't need to tell the players exactly where to go, but maybe something that says, hey, this is what you should do to start. Especially if you're not going to have some sort of control scheme that I could see. I don't know, it was in a foreign language, so maybe I was just being stupid and couldn't see what was actually going on. Alright, the next game we're going to be looking at is called RPG Test Game. It's obviously just somebody trying out something to see if it works. I think in future games, or even as your first game, I wouldn't recommend calling it a test game. Don't publish something if you're just testing something out. Actually put something together and release an actual game. I mean, this is arguably more of a game than a lot of things I've shown on the wrap-ups, but that would be my advice. Don't just release something as a tech demo. Actually have a plan for completing it and having an actual objective in the game. If you're going to update this game, that's fine, but you kind of chose a bad name to actually encourage people to continue playing. because that's the thing with a name and with some pictures is you're going to encourage people to stick around and actually play the game. So unless you, I don't know, do the simple elements, then your players won't know what's going on. So I think this is actually using RPG Maker, if I'm not mistaken. But it looks great, but I'm not convinced that they're your assets. They're probably somebody else's assets because they seem incredibly high effort for just this map. Probably something you did. Just because it seems like you threw a few things down just to see how it worked, and that's totally fine. That's exactly how you should learn an engine and learn how to make a game. But I would advise you to, like I did a different game, look at what makes your game unique. Whether it be a story, whether it be a mechanic, or something other than that. Give it something unique. It's okay to make fan games. Fan games are fine. Alright, that's totally okay. But maybe in the future, like, or not even in the future, now, take something in this game that you haven't seen in another game, or in another game that you think you can do better. And I encourage you to check out some of the DevSpot videos because they might be a source of inspiration, or might just direct you to the right resource. Alright, and the last game we're going to be looking at today is a game called Haven's Point. Heaven? I think it's Heaven's Point. I think I mispronounced that. But anyways, this is kind of a beat-em-up game that has some pretty interesting controls for interacting with the environment. I have to say, I haven't seen any controls like this, and I kind of like them. That button to bring up a little radio menu, that's pretty cool. Maybe something that might be an idea is added as a mouse click on your character, or clicking on an object and then have it like hold down the mouse to cause a radial menu to pop up. That might be something I would change. That's up to you. I don't know how difficult it is to change that kind of radial menu, but it looks really cool. The art style is super cohesive and everything feels good. I'm going to let a fair amount of this gameplay roll out because it is actually a really cool game and I think people should check this out. As with all games that I'm listing here, guys, please go check these games out, download them, tell the developers what you think. Or go and grab the developer, bring him back here, and tell them what you think here in the comments below. That's just my take on that. But now, as you'll see, there's actually a lot of things that pop up when you get by objects, and some of the footage here you'll see is pretty irreverent, which is awesome. I love games like that don't really take themselves seriously and allow you to be this guy that really just doesn't care about society. I could flow into why I think that, but I think I'm just gonna let it be what it is. And you guys can ask me questions later if you want on the Discord. That might be a good spot to ask that question. Just saying. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for this week's weekly wrap-up. So if you guys like this video, remember, hit that like button. If you guys like what's going on here, hit that subscribe button. If you know a friend that would like what's going on, go and share the video with them. Bring them back to the video, bring them back to the channel, bring them into the community. Let's try and grow this community. I do want to take a moment to say here, like I said on my Discord yesterday, the channel hit 300 subscribers for the first time. I don't know if it's still there when this video comes out. It might be further, it might have fallen behind. Who knows? But thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. It's been a blast up until this point, and I hope it continues to be a blast. It's not saying it's stopped right here. I love everything about our community in that we can disagree on stuff, we can argue, but ultimately at the end of the day, we're all just trying to make indie games better. We're all just trying to have fun with indie games, because it's so rare that you see some people that, or even just a large group of people that are genuinely supportive of a single topic. Usually it's one person that, I don't know, is just trying to get attention off of it, or it's a bunch of people that are just doing it because they think, I don't even know how to finish that sentence. I just love the genuine feeling of passion for the indie community in my community. Not my community, I'm sorry, it's our community. You guys have been just as much a part of creating this as I have. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I hope you guys stick around for the rest of this journey, and hopefully the journey never ends. But until next time, guys, please take care of yourself, because I will see you later. Bye.